kwesinye isikhathi it might feel like I'm explaining obvious things, but for some students, ezinye zezinto it's not as obvious as you think. Ne? Like this question, right? This question C. Let's grab blue. Like this question C, where they say determine the coordinates for P. Yabashaya. Yo, yabashaya. Yabashaya. So this is gonna be our center of discussion for this recording. Yetule. Okay, so kulumang a point of intersection. So the point of intersection, it's that point P on the sketch, right? It's where two lines meet. For example, P, it's a point of intersection. In fact, not two lines, it's two or more. For example, Uji, it's also considered a point of intersection because this line meets with this line at point G. Take a look at D. D is also a point of intersection because DE meets with Ubani DF at that point. Alright? H is also considered a point of intersection. Two lines are meeting there. Point E is also considered what? A point of intersection. Three lines converge on that point. So you know F is also considered a point of intersection. So the basic principle behind the behind the point of intersection is that if ever ufuna calculate that coordinate for the point of intersection, uzodinga the equation for the lines intersecting at that point. Ne? I'm gonna do this. It does go back. Okay. You have this line, you cross her this way. Yeah, so you have this line and another line. Aya intersect at this point. They convert. Aya shaisana at that point. La ashaisana khona lama point, right? Ashaisana, that meeting point is being created by line AB. Let's call this line ABCD. So in order to get this this point, the coordinate for this point, uzodinga the equation for CD, udinga the equation for line AB. Now uthola lama equations sithi uwasolva simultaneously. So the simultaneous equation, if ever uyenzile simultaneous equation, you will remember that uma usolva a simultaneous equation, usuke usolva ama equations ayi-2 at the same time. So the simultaneous equation idea, it comes from this concept of a point of intersection, right? So in order to get the coordinates for the point of intersection, you solve the equations for those two lines or three lines. In fact, you don't need three lines. Okay, let me go back here. Una 1, 2, 3 lines. I create a point of intersection, right? So you only need 2 lines. Besu solve simultaneously. So una these 3 lines creating this point of intersection. You can take this and this or solve it simultaneously, or you can take this and this or solve it simultaneously. That's also gonna work as well. Ne? That's also gonna work. But let's take an example where unama lines are 2. Like in this case, maybe let me give this point of intersection a reference. Let's call it A. Our point of intersection is called A. So Lana, we want to calculate the coordinates for point A, or the point of intersection A. How do we do that? Utata the first blue ya rasa man. You're making noise. You are making noise. White. Y is equal to minus x plus 5, equation 1 wakolo. Then uno 4y minus 3x plus 8 equal to 0, equation number 2. Okay, so there's several ways for solving a simultaneous equation. You can either use a substitution method. The substitution method. Noma, you can use any elimination method. Or you can use the elimination method. Or you can use any graphical method. Graphical method. I'm not going to address all methods, né? But I'm going to talk about a substitution, kakul. But since I'm going to talk about the substitution as well as the graphical method, né? Why the substitution method and the graphical method? The elimination method, yes, but it's way easier to work with the substitution method than the elimination method, right? So the graphical method is obarela analytical geometry because most of the sketches abazobe bakuphe wona are not drawn to scale, ne? Like the one I have la, this one it's an example of a Cartesian plane or a sketch that is drawn to scale because the point of intersection ungayikhipa right off the graph. Beg, the coordinates waka A, it's actually 4 and 1. 4 and 1. So these are the coordinates for Bani for A. Now, sizosebenzisa the substitution method to actually confirm if the coordinates 4 and 1, which I'm claiming to be the point of intersection, to be true. Ngisebenzisa the graphical method just now to get our coordinates of the point of intersection. Now let's use a substitution method. Let's use this substitution method to get our coordinates ka A. So equation 1 and 2. Since equation 1 is written as a variable, or let me say, since equation 1 is written as is written in the form of y equal to mx plus c, where y is the subject of the formula, right? So equation 1 just made our life easier. So ngizovele ngithatha equation 1 imsubstitute kubani ku equation 2. So I'm making a little bit of an assumption here. I'm thinking or hoping ukuthi you know algebra yakho, you know how to solve our equations simultaneously. Okay, so that's basically the substitution method. So we're gonna say when equation 1, we're gonna substitute you into the second equation. The second equation. So I'm gonna say sub 1 into equation 2. So this is equation 2, 4y minus 3x plus 8 equal to 0. So where there's y, I'm going to substitute to equation 1. So I'm going to say 4 open bracket minus x plus 5 plus 8 equal to 0. So 4 multiplied inside that bracket, so it will allow minus 4x plus 20 plus 8 is equal to, so it's going to be a minus 4 plus 28, 48. Oh, it's 4x. 4x plus 28. Plus 28. Is this correct, Mar? Oh, I'm glad to 3x. Let me go back. When a 3x come back here. Plus 8 equal to 0. So it's going to be a minus 4x plus 20 minus 3x plus 8 is equal to 0. So this and this gives us a minus 7x. This and that, 28 equal to 0. And then we transpose to 28. Salad minus 7x is equal to minus 28. Divide both sides by 7. Negative 7. X now becomes what? 4. Let's double check. Math error. Hey, come on. Ay. Calculator. calculator. Shame. We are embarrassed, man. Minus 7. Yeah, it's 4. It's 4. Okay. Then now that I have x, I'm going to substitute into the first equation. So y now becomes minus 4 plus 5. So the answer becomes plus 1. So coordinates waka A, it's 4 and 1. Now so these are the coordinates for A, the point of intersection. So the takeaway for this lesson is that whenever you calculate a point of intersection, you have to solve our equations wako simultaneously. Whether you do that by substitution or elimination method, that's up to you. The graphical method, it's very rare. It's very rare. Ungayithola, but then iba rare. Okay, so this concludes our discussion for today. Check out the description box for more content that I recorded for this topic here, analytical geometry. If you have any questions, ask Kuluma in the comment section. We enjoy it. Leave a like. We are the content. Subscribe. Ngizokubona on the next recording. Bye bye.